and what happened during the Cuban Missile Crisis. We stood the tallest we've ever stood when the Soviets put missiles 90 miles off our shores in Cuba. Yet a few weeks ago, actually a few days ago, the president announced that we would put missiles in Poland 90 miles from the Soviets. We've gone a long way in a short period of time, and we need to turn around because this administration has caused more damage in 8 years than in the last 80 years. And as a casualty of this cavalier attitude, as one of the casualties has been forgetting of our history, forgetting that we all came from somewhere else. Suddenly, immigrant is a word that has negative connotations in many places, something to build a fence around. Now, you all know, and many of you remember being an immigrant. Immigrants are what have made this country what it is because they're the best people from other places who had the guts and the drive to go to a new place, take a real adventure, and go and make it under all kinds of hard circumstances. That has been the guts of the drive of this country from the very start, from the very first people who ever came here. Now, in my opinion, the only legacy of this administration will be fear. And we have to deal with the consequences of that, and we have to change it. A few days ago, the Census Bureau of the United States announced that by 2042, less than 50% of the US population will look like me, will be white. That's 34 years from now. Your kids are going to be living in a country that is not predominantly white. Does that mean by the middle of the century that being white will make someone an immigrant to be feared? The Beaver County, Pennsylvania Times, sometimes if you read the press and you read widely enough, you find some interesting things out in the hinterlands. This newspaper in rural Pennsylvania wrote an editorial the other day that said, "Have faith, no reason to worry about changing U.S. demographics." In other words, the content of your character and not the color of your skin is going to be the determinant. That's what America has always been about, and that's what it should continue to be about. Since we're all immigrants, it's hard to understand why this administration thought that they could begin to make us afraid of one another. And that's what they really have done. And we have to stop being afraid and start being Americans. You are an American. They asked me what I want to call this speech. I said, let's talk about what it means to be an American. You are an American because of the values that you hold dear and the country you call home, not because of the color of your skin or your religion or what your mother language was or whatever. We are gathered here in Denver to nominate the first African American and to pledge our all to see that Barack Obama is elected President of the United States. This is a historic moment in our history. For the first time, we're not going to take a white man, we're going to take a black man. And the Democratic Party is going to go through, we're going to have a real fight. It's not going to be an easy thing to do because the old prejudices are still there, but we have to do our part to make this happen. The party of Roosevelt, Kennedy, and now Barack Obama. From Roosevelt, we learned the only thing we had to fear was fear. From Kennedy, we learned to ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And from Obama, we are already learned that America remains the great melting pot of hope and promise and opportunity. And freedom comes with a price. Our vigilance and democracy comes with a price, our involvement. Now, I intend to do everything I can to get him elected. And I hope that you'll join into this campaign. I hope that you will stir up your communities across the country to go out and vote. Now, all of them won't vote Democratic. I understand there'll be some who don't get the message. But I want you to get them all out to vote, because that's the important part. The important part is participating and feeling that as an American, I have a right to go and vote, and I'm going to go do it. And because we're all immigrants, that is our history, and it's going to be our future. We're going to continue to be a country that is fed by immigrant streams from around the world. If I thought it was going to be any different than that, I'd be very surprised, because this is what we've done for several hundred years. And there's no reason for anybody to think we're not going to continue in this process. And I would leave you with one last challenge, and that is the challenge that Gandhi made to people. Gandhi said, "You must be the change you want to see in the world." Now, some of these projects that I saw up on the screen this morning are evidences that you're already doing that. So I'm preaching to the choir. I guess you don't have a choir in a mosque. But there is clearly, you already understand that. And the more that you can encourage the Moroccan community to hold together, to hang on to the Arabic language, to teach the customs, to teach all of what is good about being a Moroccan, also makes them stronger to be real Americans. And I'm pleased to have been asked to come here today. Thank you very much.
Congressman, I'm sorry. Now I'd like you to come back if you don't mind. Yes. Can I have the mic? Yeah, please go ahead.
There?
No, after you. Please go ahead. Yeah. Congressman, I think it is only a small token of appreciation that our community recognizes your work, your effort, and your continuous commitment to the Moroccan community in the United States. With that, we would like to present you with a token of appreciation. Hassan, if you can come in. Let's